Ever since my brother started helping out at North Central Arkansas Speedway, I found myself hanging out over there quite a bit. And after witnessing time and time again how much effort the track crew puts into creating a good racing surface and a good racing experience, I thought I'd put together a video to highlight all their efforts. For these guys, Friday night begins on Wednesday. They start grading and watering the track. It's a fine balance to create a good racing surface that's not too dry or not too wet, but there are a lot of things that factor into it, like wind, cloud cover, humidity, temperature. There's a lot that goes into it to get it just right at that time on Friday night, and these guys really try hard. Before the spectators arrive, the people are in the concession stand and they're cutting up fresh vegetables for hamburger toppings. The restrooms are clean and ready for racers and spectators alike. Within just a couple of hours, this beautifully groomed field will be full of cars, carrying spectators to the racetrack. One of the things I particularly appreciate about this racetrack is this pad for disabled people that offers arguably the best view in the house. As the racers start pulling in, the gate crew has their hands full getting everyone signed in and ready to go. It takes a lot of money to run a racetrack, so they're thankful for local sponsors. You don't see a lot of corporate stuff here, and that's actually a good thing, because this racetrack is more of a social center in a rural area that just doesn't have a lot of social activity taking place, so it's an excellent place for a small business to advertise. The track crew had the track about ready to go, so me and Pat jumped in the topless Lincoln, went out and made a few laps, and Pat showed me what it feels like to get pretty fucking sideways in a Lincoln with the roof sawn off of it. Yeah, it was kind of like that. We'd reached the point in the night where the pits were filling up, and the spectators were tossing the football around, and just generally having a good time. Next up was the drivers' meeting. I flagged a couple of races, and I'm not going to lie, I don't envy the flag man.
Some of you know me, some of you don't. My name's Joe Cisco. I've raced here since this place opened. I've been a track official here at different times. Some of you that know me like me, some of you don't. It is what
Nobody
it is.
likes you.
It's going to be 7 people here tonight that are really happy when they go home. And there's going to be some people that aren't. Let's just all get through this safe. Let's have a good time. That's what we're here for. If you're doing double duty in a car, let us know. If you're back to back on races, we will give you a few minutes to get swapped out. I want the lead cars at that cone before we fire. Don't worry about the green flag, worry about the green light. If that green light comes on, it's have a man for himself. Yellow light, shut them down. Don't care where you're at, get them shut down. Red flag, get stopped safely, quick as we can.
With the drivers' meeting out of the way, it was time to go racing. I happened to catch the spin out on video, and if you pay attention to the guy in front of the side-by-side, you could see him determining if he needed help or if he was going to get his car restarted. Another problem these guys are faced with is trying to keep all the equipment operational. And it always seems like things happen at about the worst possible moment. Fortunately, a local record company comes out and makes sure these guys always have a hook if they need it. Oftentimes when the car spins out, the track crew is either on their way there or there by the time they even get the car restarted.
Hey, what do we got there?
Got a back bumper.
Got a back bumper. That caused a flat.
That would be a bad deal.
Another thing they have to do is find a way to keep the crowd entertained during intermission. These guys come up with some pretty creative things. They do everything from giveaways to foot races. The concession stand had a steady line all night long, and if you are a racer, you know there's a certain smell that wafts from these concession stands that'll make a man want a hamburger. The backstretch flag man is kind of the muscle of this operation. He's the boots on the ground guy that's charged with enforcing whatever the flag man says. The announcer does more than just hold a microphone and speak into it. He has an intimate knowledge of the racers and what the car is, and a lot of times he can tell you the names off the top of his head. Now you remember the drivers meeting the flag man saying he'd been racing here since this place opened. I remember my first visit here. My dad and I stood right here on the very first day this track was ever open. Another thing I find really cool that this track does is has the Young Guns class. This is a class for kids ages 10 to 13 driving front-wheel drive cars and are first-time drivers. If kids aren't getting into racing, racing isn't going to make it. So if you ask me, this is one of the most important classes out here. Sometimes a racer making a small miscalculation can result in some unplanned overtime for the track crew.
First race. On this car?
Yep, first race.
Video doesn't do justice to how steep this embankment was. The car was leaned up against a tree, and these guys actually chained it to a truck up on the racetrack before they cut the tree. We were all a little concerned that it was just going to turn over.
This whole thing straight out down that way.
After it was all said and done, the track crew was left with a glazed over slick racetrack that wouldn't take water, full trash cans, and dirty bathrooms. And they'll do it all again next week. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll join me next time.